And we're back at the only track that's shaped like the Illuminati. We're at Pocono Raceway, a.k.a. the Tricky Triangle. Illuminati confirmed. Anyway, back here for race number 13. Something weird happened. The file that I had for Charlotte, the last race, got corrupted, which I was disappointed with because I think we finished like 6th. So that's all right. But anyway, we're here at the Tricky Triangle, which is one of my personal favorite tracks right now. And the reason I say that is because I've had a lot of success here. It's a nice wide track, and the turns are nice and long and wide. So, back in the primary paint scheme, the discount tire number 2 for Team Penske. And I looked it up. I am completely correct in terms of Team Penske. It is just Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, and Ryan Blaney. And so, but I was a little disappointed that I lost that episode because we talked about the XFL. One of their quarterbacks is going to be a quarterback in the NFL. He got signed to the Carolina Panthers. Found out another one earlier this afternoon got signed to the Kansas City Chiefs. I can't remember the last names. I remember the Panthers quarterback. His last name was Walker. I can't remember if it was TJ or PJ Walker. I think it was TJ. I could be wrong. Here we go. Qualifying lap around the Tricky Triangle. 1 lap to go. I'd like to think of myself as a top 10 finish, but we'll see. The other thing is, too, without even drafting, you can get your car up to 200 miles an hour on this track. And it's beautiful. You know I love that speed. I am a super speedway master, 1 at Daytona and 1 race number 1 at Talladega as well. And I think, if I remember correctly, we have to go both of those places 1 more time this season. So I'm real happy about that. Maybe we can grab a couple wins, a couple more wins. And so I like to think of Pocono as very similar, just got an extra left turn in there. And so we're coming around and flying in next to the wall. We're going 183 by the time we pass. We qualify 22nd, which isn't the greatest, but I also see Jimmy Johnson down in 25th. So it's not that concerning. Of course, Kyle Busch gets the pole. He's been the hot driver this entire season. Kyle Busch finished like 3rd, Charlotte, so we're still not passing him in points. Again, 3 stages. We're doing the 3-stage races. And then that helps the playoff points. Yeah, Kyle Busch's car looks fast today. Look for the car to take the lead early. He got the freaking pole. What else is there to look for? He's in the lead. He's in the lead, and the race hasn't even started yet. We're going to actually fly right up here with Logano, our Team Penske teammate here, and we're going to try to help push him there. And I think that's William Byron up there in that teal car, that nice teal 24 Una First car. We're already sending A.J. Allmendinger around, driving aggressive out the bats, or out the gates, off the bat out the gates. Chase Elliott this year actually has a matching UniFirst car with William Byron. He didn't have one in this game. It's kind of like the Money Lion car that Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano have this year. And that's a gorgeous car. You can bet your bottom dollar I'm getting die cast of that. And look, we're not even 1 lap into the race, and I've already shot up to the top 15. Gained 10 spots right out of the gates. So let's see what we got. FedEx office for Denny Hamlin. That is technically an alternate scheme for him. I don't technically count those, though, because it's only a word change. Al Mirola up here. He is not in an alternate scheme. The way you can tell is the way that design on his car goes. There's that one, and then there's one where it zigzags down the middle of the car. Blaney, here's our other Team Penske teammate up in the top 10. And we're flying around turns 2 and 3. Well, maybe this is just 2. We're not turning in a full loop here. So we're already joining the top 10 racers here. I told you I thought I could get a top 10 win, and I still stand by that. What I'm worried about is tire wear at this point. We're down to 92%. Not near as bad as some of the short tracks. But we're booking and cooking. Kyle is way out in front of the pack out there. He's already into turn 1. We're on the inside of Blaney here. Larson is up here as well. Now, Larson has been coming off really, really fast this season. I believe he does have a win under his belt. I think it wasn't Charlotte. I think it was the track before, like Texas or something. And so I hate that file for Charlotte got corrupted. I used a nice paint scheme, which is why we're back to the discount tire today. We had 2 night races and a short track race. And on top of that, last Charlotte, the racetrack was throwback night as well, which will give you a hint. It wasn't even throwback. It was actually the red, white, and blue night. Throwback is in Darlington. And so I was hoping to kind of pull Blaney up to the front here. I would love to see another Team Penske guy in the chase. Harvick is going to be up here. I think it's Harvick, Boyer, and... Or no, that's Truex Jr. and then Kyle Busch. But pretty even spacing between the teammates so far, or the racers so far, drivers. Got a little bit of damage to the front of our car there. That's from that big hit at the start of the race. And this is where I gain my distance, is on the straightaways. I'm an extremely fast car on the straightaways. So with these 3 stages, I'm not necessarily focusing on trying to necessarily win the race right away. I'm looking for playoff points and stage wins. Track position. We actually had a really good pit strategy at Charlotte too that put us all the way up in the top 10. And I actually led a lap in Charlotte, led a lap or 2 in Charlotte. But I took that one nice and easy. I just had some fun there. I wasn't really trying to get in anybody's way. Like I said, my goal at the end of the night was a top 10 finish. So I did end up blocking a little bit at the very end of the race. But that I think was to be expected from a lot of people to get their placing up there, try to get as many points as possible. And so got into the grass a little bit there, and I'm watching behind me. I need to turn my mirror on. There we go. That'll help me out a lot. And Harvick keeps getting that distance on us, and I think that's turn, 3? Would you qualify that as turn 3, or would you qualify that as like turn 6, 5 and 6? Because technically we're not making a full, I wouldn't say we're making like a full 360 turn, which would make it 1, 2, 3, 4. We're making like a third of a turn. Here we go. We might actually catch Harvick off of this turn right here. We're in his slipstream, so I might be able to catch him on the straightaway here, get to his inside before we get to this turn. And we're not going to have it. I'm going to let him have the lane. I'm not trying to cause any issues right now. We're just trying to finish the lap and get some track position. He was going for it. He was not going to stop. I immediately recognized that and gave him the space. But here's where I can get to his inside and let him know that I'm actually there.
Stay low. Hang tight there, driver. Hold this line here. Top lane straight here. Use it if you need it.
And so, but we are now sitting pretty. We are in the top 3, sitting on the high side here. Out in front, nobody really to worry about per se. I wouldn't say Harvick is necessarily out of the question to worry about, but because he technically does have our draft lane, but he's not using it. And I don't necessarily, now that I'm out in front of him, want to give him the opportunity to use it. So if I can avoid that happening, that would be peachy. Let me know. I'm considering doing a 2K series. It would be a little weird because I can't I'm not necessarily, I don't have the time to sit down and edit stuff. So I'm not looking to make like highlight compilations. I would just be looking to do the whole freaking game. Like 6-minute quarters would cut the game time down to about 40 minutes, which is what you're looking at for NASCAR here. So just let me know what you think about that. I've also been heavily considering FIFA, which I can do. I know a lot less about soccer than I do basketball, football, and racing. I'd say I probably know less about baseball. Harvick is coming up. He is hunting me down. I'll give him the outside, but I don't want to give him the inside. Inside is my lane. If you want to pass me, you may pass me to the outside. I'll even give it to you. Here you go. Oh, wait. I'm too fast on a straightaway. You learned that in Daytona. You learned that in Talladega. You're going to learn here. But, yeah, I was talking the other during the Charlotte race, and this is what upsets me so much about the fact that that file got corrupted and I couldn't even put it on YouTube, was the fact that those quarterbacks were actually making NFL rosters. And I was saying again, and I've said this from the beginning of the XFL. Yeah, the XFL. I almost said the AAF. But from the beginning of the XFL season, I haven't necessarily thought that a second football league is a bad thing. I don't think the XFL is going to last. It's successful right now because fans are desperate for more football. But I think, money-wise, I think there does need to be a second football league. It needs to be a development league, just like the NBA has the NBA G League. You don't have to pay your players that much, but the NFL, to me, is the only place that is going to be able to have the funding and the pull to be able to get a second league up and running. And so do like an NFL D League, an NFL Development League. That way you can get guys like these couple quarterbacks that are coming out of the XFL into the NFL. Because if you didn't have the XFL and they weren't able to play, would they have really gotten looked at this past season? Do you really think they would have gotten looked at? Because I don't. I really don't. The XFL, yes, is saving people's careers. It won't last for long. This being shut down is going to hurt. All sports are going to, like, their stock numbers, everything's going to fly upwards. The ratings, the views, the revenue, it's all going to climb once we get out of this coronavirus pandemic. Quarantine was the other word I was looking for. But once we get out of that, sports, you better believe it's on, man. Or the NBA was hoping to have stuff by the middle of May. Mark Cuban was talking about that in an interview. That'd be awesome because I want to see my guy Ja Morant take the Grizzlies back to the playoffs. And I think this is, for the Grizzlies, I think this is a legitimate playoff team. Other years, we've kind of, the Grizzlies have kind of slid into the playoffs, even though we know they're not really a playoff team. This team is a legitimate playoff team, and I don't say that because I think they're going to win the first round. Listen, they're going to play either LA team in the round. Top 5, so we got a couple of playoff points. 8 playoff points there. I don't even think those are playoff points. I think they're just 8 points. The stage winner gets the playoff points. We're going to go ahead and pit. We're not going to go to repairs. I tell you what, we're going to try something interesting. We're going to go 1 can of fuel, and we'll go 4 tires. Let's try that, see where that puts us. Still back in 3rd, all right. But as I was saying, the Grizzlies, me watching the Grizzlies from years past, it's one of those things where we would go into the first round recently, and we'd be like, yeah, we're just kind of there to be a fixture at this point. We're not really looking to, and watch this, we're about to slingshot to the outside and take the lead. But you could watch and kind of tell, Memphis is here, but they ain't going to do anything. You know what I mean? You can look at this Memphis team now and be like, okay, this team is going to be legitimately good. They have a future. And I'm not saying the Grizzlies didn't have a future with Mike Conley. They could have built a team, a better team around him. In fact, when we traded for Jonas Valanciunas, I thought that was the beginning stages of trying to get a team around Conley that could possibly get a championship. Things didn't go well that year, and Conley decided he wanted off the team. So what do? You make a couple trades, get lucky in the lottery, which I'll even come forward and say we did. We were slated to have the 8th pick in the draft, and it was supposed to go to Boston. So we got lucky. I'll admit it, as a Grizzly fan. And we managed to get John Morant. I don't know who we would have signed besides Tyus Jones in free agency. You know, OKC was not going to look for a trade for Chris Paul at the beginning of the season. He was playing so well, they weren't even going to try. I'm trying to get some space between Truex and myself, and it's just not happening, guys. He's coming to the inside. He's coming hot. Yellow. See, I'm actually kind of wanting to win this stage now that I'm up here. And we ain't going to do it if I hit the wall right here. That's not going to happen. Bush to our outside. But I think this Grizzlies team has a legitimate future. A couple of other teams that I think have a legitimate future is the OKC Thunder. They've managed to stay relevant, even losing, Russell Westbrook. That was their big concern. They gained Chris Paul, and a lot of people didn't think they were going to be this good. Another team that's got a young, upcoming core is going to be the Atlanta Hawks. And I've got a little bit of an interesting look on Trae. Trae Young's a great scorer. He does not play defense. He is a black hole. I.e., I would take John Morant over Trae Young. Yes, Trae Young is averaging, what, 27 points and 10 assists or something like that, pretty close to 10 assists at the end of at the start of the quarantine, and that could be completely wrong. That's just off the top of my head. But I personally, especially when it's a point guard heavy league, do not want that liability on defense. Another team that I think could be up and coming is the Cleveland Cavaliers. That depends on if they make a trade this offseason or not. I think it would be very smart to try to flip Kevin Love for Buddy Hield. I think I mentioned it in my first episode. If not, it was on a live stream I did with one of my buddies talking NBA. I think it would be smart for the Kings to flip Buddy Hield, Darius Garland, I think it'd be smart for the Kings to swap Buddy Hield and Harrison Barnes for Kevin Love, Darius Garland, and a first-round pick. And the reason why Darius Garland and the first-round pick are there is you're going to have to overpay to get Kevin Love's massive contract that nobody wants out of Cleveland. And this makes sense to me because if you can hang on to Andre Drummond, get him to accept his player option, get him to stay for another year, that gives you a starting lineup of Colin Sexton, who, by the way, is a good defender. Just great pass. I think he'd be a great passer, too. He just has to pass the ball off to Darius Garland. He has to split minutes at the point guard spot. With Buddy Hield there, he doesn't have to do that. Your starting lineup becomes Colin Sexton, Buddy Hield, Chetty Osman, Harrison Barnes at the 4, unless you make a move for somebody in free agency. And then you've got Andre Drummond at the center, who doesn't need the ball in his hands as much as Kevin Love does. It allows for your younger stars to get more touches. And look at it this way. Buddy Hield is also unhappy in Sacramento because he comes off the bench. He doesn't want to come off the bench. He's not getting the touches he wants, and he can get that in Cleveland. Don't tell me Cleveland wouldn't play him 30 to 35 minutes a night alongside Andre Drummond. Sounds like a playoff team to me. And then on the other side even, you've got De'Aaron Fox, Darius Garland, and then if you can hang on to Bogdanovich, dumping Harrison Barnes' contract, that helps the Kevin Love money work. But if you can hang on to Bogdanovich, which I hope they don't, I want the Grizzlies to go after Bogdanovich. And then you've got Kevin Love and Marvin Bagley. A little bit smaller of a lineup, but a lot of teams are going to that. You look at the Houston Rockets, who, by the way, honestly have not looked good without with P.J. Tucker playing center. They've been out-rebounded by 15-plus in most games. But they're going to be athletic, versatile, and they're going to run the floor. That's going to be a fast break from hell. Playoff team. Solve two. It's a win-win situation, and you got a first-round pick from Cleveland. Make it this year's. Make it next year's. It doesn't matter to me. You know, as long as you're getting a first-round pick out of it. You know, honestly, if I were Sacramento, I would bite if it was this year's pick. Because if you make this trade and you get next year's pick, that's going to be outside of the lottery. Yes, it's another pick, but it's outside of the lottery. It's better trade value, if anything, to maybe trade for another star. Maybe you have a chance at getting like a Kelly Oubre or somebody like that in there. But anyway, that's my take on the NBA so far. Kyle Busch is going to get another stage win, and I'm going in for everything, I think, this time around. Unless we can catch him. I don't think we're going to catch him. He's had a freakishly fast car all day. But we're there. We're still there. We got our distance on Truex. Busch is the only one we got to worry about now, and he's probably going to take. He is going to take the stage. We're going to get second, so we're climbing. He's just taking all the points, and he's getting playoff points for this. Another second place stage win, and here's where we start bumping and grinding to get to the finish. I think everybody's going to pit. I've got to take 4 tires on this. 16 laps remaining. Can I bump it down to, I'll take 1 can of fuel and no repairs. Try to get out here faster. 27th. This is what I don't get. What is going on? Everybody took a pit stop there. Everybody took a pit stop, and I even modified mine so it would take less time and I could get out of the pit box faster. What is everybody doing? Gas only? Jeez Louise, I've got to fight my way back up there. Man, maybe everybody's going gas only. I wish they would tell you what other drivers are thinking. We're racing fast. Busch's Flames car for Chris Buescher. Great looking car. Ross, out of my way. And I'm being serious this time. This ain't no joke. Get out of my way. I need to catch them before they get too far ahead. Bowman, geez Louise, he's going around. He is going around. He's in the wall. We got to restart. My bad. No restart. No restart for that. Okay. I won't do it intentionally. But if I end up sending a driver around, I send a driver around, I'm in the wall. And Kyle Busch is getting that unwanted. I don't want him to get that kind of space. I'd hate to cause something, but I don't get it. I guess they went for gas only. Then everybody was pitting on that one. That's the ridiculous thing. That's where I need to find out. If they go gas only, does that save a whole lot of time? Let's see, Logano and Blaney are up here as well. Let's give Logano some help. I know I don't like Logano, but he is on Team Penske. You win, you get more money. See, Busch has all that space now. Logano, pick your lane, bro. I'll file in behind Blaney here. At least he's got that outside lane. I'm going to give Blaney a bump. We're going to go flying by everybody. Nice bottom lane's clear call, spotter. I guess they lag a little bit behind. Larson going around, my bad. He got Harvick in it too. Well, at least we're getting that space back. Look at that front tire already. Already, 89%. We've been racing the hell off of those things. Jones is up here. Jimmy Johnson is up here. Way to go, old man. Way to get up there. I'm actually super happy to see him up here at the end of the race. I'm really pushing here. I might actually be able to get around him. We got a fast car off of these restarts. I'm cutting to the inside. We got him. We've got Truex to worry about too, man. I would really love a win here. Get tied back in the playoff points with Busch. Let's kind of cut him off here. I want to make sure I can get some of that much needed space. And they're coming into these turns hot. They've got to be working the brakes a lot. See, I went with no repairs, and I did go with tires because I needed those. I wonder if they didn't go tires on their first stop or something. Or because they went with tires on like their second stop or something, they don't need them now. Whoop, not enough space yet. But I can also side draft and pull that airspace away from Kyle Busch. I actually bumped him there. I didn't mean to do that, but the side drafting actually works. I never understood what the side drafting was, but it works. It's effective. And we got space, ladies and gentlemen. Not a whole lot. We got maybe half a car length, a full car length now, I think. But they're going to catch us right back up on this turn, especially since I squealed tires going into that one. Busch is really fast in that little half turn there.
Got one outside now.
Oh, I got real tight. Got real tight. Busch and Truex are going to go by us. Is that Blaney up here too? Hey!
Bottom lane clear. Use it if you need it.
Oh, he tried to block. Nice try, M&M's. Let's go. We got the lead back. We're actually jockeying for this. This is going to be a hard finish. I'm going to side draft. He's got the wall next to him too. It did it. We slowed him down. He's right back there. Oh, no. Oh, no. I saved him. I saved him. I got tight, flew outside, managed to save it before he got too involved, which I'm happy about because I don't want to see him, you know. I don't want to intentionally wreck it. Whoa, he got tight. He blew a tire. His tire went down. We're involved too. Oh, you saw that smoke come from the outside tire, that right front there. Kyle Busch is pitting. He blew a tire, and this is going to screw his entire race up. I'm hoping we can pull this off now. Dang. Did you guys see that? He was driving just fine, and then all of a sudden cut into that outside wall, and you just saw the smoke coming from that right front tire. I'm trying to side draft Truex here. But Kyle Busch's race is over. There's no way he catches all the way back up to the front of the pack within one lap. We got one lap left, guys. We've got to take it. Got to take it. We got Busch blew a tire, possibly because I bumped him. I don't want to think like that, but maybe. We've got one lap left to go, and we might be able to take a win at the Tricky Triangle. Oh, no. Oh, no. No, 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 no. We got tight. Oh, Blaney coming up with a crucial push. Maybe I blocked and got hit by him. Oh, man. We're going to have trouble catching Truex now. Actually, I caught a slipstream here. We're flying. This is going to be another close finish. We're catching him now. We got over 200 miles on that turn. 200 miles an hour, that is. I gave him an unneeded bump. He didn't need that bump. Crap. This is going to be balls to the wall at the end, guys. Can we actually get to his inside here? Can we actually get to his inside here? We did. Oh, we spun him. Oh, no, he spun us. There's a yellow. NASCAR overtime. Green, white checker. Oh, no. I'm about to choke. Oh, shit. All right, Truex. Blaney, I'm going to need you to bump me if you can. All right. So we are at the green right now. We're looking good. We're going to have one more lap. I'm hoping I can block him for most of this. That was a lot cleaner of a turn than what we had We just can't mess up that back turn. We already messed this one up a little bit. I should have just glided right in there. I held on the accelerator too long. I'm nervous. That'll do it. That was a good turn right there. That was a good turn right there. Blaney, let's box him in. I'll even give you the win if you can box him in and get by him. Team Penske, can we finish 1 and 2? Nah, Truex is going to take it back from him right there. No, he won't. Blaney to the inside. We're up here on the outside. 3 wide behind us. Jimmy Johnson joins the race for second place right now. We are at the apex of the triangle, coming around. Truex to the outside. He's got a lane. He's going to have the outside lane coming into this final turn and the sprint to the finish. He gave us a little bump. We're in the grass. We're going to bump him back. He's going to take the lead. Johnson coming up behind us. Can we at least get second? Oh! Hard race from Truex. He deserves that win. He raced aggressive into that last turn, that turn 3 right there. Nothing but fun, though. Man, he just clipped the inside of our bumper there, and we got just the tiniest bit loose going into that final turn. And we nearly got him. That's all right, though. I'll take a second place. No stage wins. So Jimmy Johnson is going to get all those points. At least he got something, man. Let me see if I can see where he's at by the end of this. He ended up getting pushed really far back because of that blown tire. Let's see. Let's see. Outside of 20s. 29th. Kyle Busch finished 29th. So what happened with that is what I'm guessing. He did not take any tires. He went gas only on that stop. And it looks like he blew a tire there. You saw the smoke coming out of that right front, and it just messed him right up. Truex Jr., Jimmy Johnson, I think that was Ryan Blaney, and then I did not catch that last name to round out the top 5, as well as us sitting there in second place. Eric Jones. It was a good run by Eric Jones. Anyway, let's get into these stat lines for tonight. Well, here's the point breakdown. Kyle Busch, 22 points for winning those stages. We are now back in third place again. Martin Truex Jr. is kicking our ass with points with the points. Anyway, going into the stats for the night. Kyle Busch with the fastest lap at 52.297. Hopefully I wasn't that far behind. 27 laps by Kyle Busch, most laps led, also won both stages. Jimmy Johnson started 25th, finished 3rd, just behind yours truly. He's our on-the-move driver. And the tough break also goes to Kyle Busch himself, 1st to 29th. He's our tough break driver for tonight. Anyway, second place for us. We're going to go ahead and finish the event, hit the garage, go over the playoff standings, and then I'm going to end up going and playing some Fortnite, I think. So finish second. There you can see the Coca-Cola 600 back there. Finished 6th. 14 races into the season. And let's see where we're at. 4 wins for Kyle Busch, 22 playoff points. He takes the first spot there. Martin Truex Jr., yours truly. Actually, playoff standings are different. All right, we'll go over the playoff standings then. Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, Martin Truex Jr., Kevin Harvick, Kyle Larson, Kurt Busch, Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Clint Boyer, Chase Elliott, Eric Almirola. Eric Jones snuck up in there. Jimmy Johnson finally starting to get back and raise hackles with the rest of the field here. Alex Bowman and Paul Menard have now snuck their way up into the playoff standings. Wins needed for Casey Kane, Austin Dillon, Michael McDowell, Trevor Bayne, and Ryan Newman. Michael McDowell has been there pretty much all season. Points needed: Ricky Stenhouse Jr., William Byron, A.J. Allmendinger, David Reagan, and Daniel Suarez. All right, guys, up next, we're at Michigan for the Firekeepers Casino 400 at Michigan International Speedway. And then after that, we got our first road course at Sonoma. We're going to unleash a new paint scheme there. We'll see you guys next time. It's Fortnite time.